Richard Lewis was a comedic luminary whose career spanned decades. Rising to prominence in the 1970s New York City comedy scene, Lewis became known for his high-energy performances and distinctive self-deprecating humor. He solidified his status as a comedic icon with frequent appearances on renowned talk shows. A pivotal moment in his career came with his role in the acclaimed sitcom Curb Your Enthusiasm, where he played an exaggerated version of himself. The show's improvisational format allowed Lewis to showcase his comedic brilliance alongside Larry David. Sadly, Richard Lewis passed away this week, which gives us a chance to look back on his incredible life and career. Richard Lewis's beginnings. Lewis was born June 29, 1947 in Brooklyn. Growing up in a Jewish household, he was steeped in the rich cultural traditions that later became integral to his comic identity. The roots of his humor can be traced back to his childhood, where the quirks and idiosyncrasies of everyday life provided ample material for his keen observational wit. The bustling streets of Brooklyn and the dynamics of his family life infused his comedic sensibilities with a unique flavor that set him apart from his peers. As a young man, Lewis gravitated towards the burgeoning stand-up comedy scene of 1970s New York City. The city's comedy clubs, including the Improv and Catch a Rising Star, became the crucible where he forged his comedic persona. Alongside contemporaries like Larry David and Jerry Seinfeld, Lewis honed his craft, experimenting with his delivery and developing a neurotic and self-deprecating style that became his trademark. His early career successes were marked by his rapid rise through the ranks of the comedy circuit. His frenetic energy on stage and his ability to transform personal anecdotes into universally relatable humor quickly caught the attention of both audiences and fellow comedians. It wasn't long before Lewis found himself in the spotlight, making regular appearances on iconic late-night talk shows like The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. The 80s proved a pivotal decade for Richard as he solidified his standing in the comedy world. His unique blend of wit and vulnerability resonated with viewers, earning him widespread acclaim. Regular appearances on Late Night with David Letterman and Late Night with Conan O'Brien further propelled him into the comedic stratosphere. One of the defining moments of his career came with his involvement in Curb Your Enthusiasm, created by his longtime friend and collaborator, Larry David. In the show, he played a fictionalized version of himself, navigating the absurdities of life with a humor that mirrored his real-life persona. Beyond his accomplishments in front of the camera, Richard has proven himself as a gifted writer. His memoir, The Other Great Depression, is a candid exploration of his battles with addiction and mental health, offering readers a poignant and introspective look into a comedian's life grappling with personal demons. In examining the trajectory of his life, one is struck by the authenticity and rawness that defined his comedic approach. His ability to mine his own experiences for humor, coupled with a fearless commitment to laying bare the vulnerabilities of life, endeared him to audiences and cemented his status as a comedic force. A life of laughs sprinkled with sorrows. Like many comedians, Richard Lewis lived a wild, exciting, and joyful life. But there were also dark moments that characterized his journey. His comedic prowess extends to comedy albums, where he showcased his distinctive style and observational humor. Albums like I'm in Pain and The White Album stand as testaments to his ability to translate the complexities of life into uproarious laughter. These albums not only garnered critical acclaim, but also solidified Lewis's reputation as a comedian who could deftly navigate the human experience with humor. Beyond his television success, he ventured into film, making notable appearances in movies like Leaving Las Vegas and Drunks. Other popular films of his include The Elevator, The Maze, Hugo Pool, Game Day, Vamps, Bucky and the Squirrels, and Sandy Wexler. Other TV appearances included shows like The Cleaner, Pound Puppies, Blunt Talk, and BoJack Horseman. And we haven't forgotten about the Snickers commercial he did with Roseanne Barr. While his professional achievements are undeniable, his personal life has been marked by struggles with anxiety and depression. While these ailments gave him material for his humor, they also caused him immense suffering and made it difficult for him to continue working at times. His humor often served as a cathartic release, allowing audiences to connect with the shared human experience of grappling with mental health challenges. In doing so, Lewis became an inadvertent advocate helping to destigmatize discussions around anxiety and depression. Despite personal challenges, his resilience and commitment to his craft resulted in a career that spanned decades. His legacy is not just in the laughter that he generated, but in the courage he showed in confronting and addressing the darker aspects of his own life. His ability to find humor in the midst of personal struggles underscored the transformative power of comedy as a coping mechanism and a tool for self-discovery. His cause of death is tragic. On February 27, 2024, Richard Lewis died at his home in Los Angeles at age 76. A great life and a long chapter in the history of American comedy has come to an end. Due to multiple surgeries and other medical procedures, he began suffering from chronic pain later in life. Throughout much of his life, he also abused alcohol and drugs, that he had an addiction to cocaine and even crystal meth. No doubt these contributed to his various health issues. He suffered from Parkinson's disease as well in the final years of his life. He died of a heart attack in his home. The news of his passing sent shockwaves throughout the entertainment industry and left fans devastated. Tributes poured in from fellow comedians, friends, and fans, all mourning the loss of a comedic genius. His impact on the world of comedy can't be overstated. While he had to slow down in later years, he never completely stepped away from the limelight. He's also part of a generation of comedians who have brought a style of humor that we don't often see in newer generations. He wasn't afraid to be daring and not afraid to make audiences uncomfortable at times with his topics. He also managed to seamlessly blend a career on stage and in front of the camera, something that not every comedian can simply do. For his generation, he was one of the great comedians, and perhaps now from his batch, it's only Larry David left to carry the torch. One wonders how, if in the coming years, Richard Lewis and his style of comedy will be remembered and still be appreciated by newer generations. He's influenced many great comedians, and we'll be curious to see how many more will be intrigued by his style of comedy. As we remember Richard, it's important to acknowledge the complexities of his life and the battles he faced. While his cause of death is certainly tragic, it serves as a reminder of the devastating consequences of addiction. Let us celebrate his legacy by cherishing the laughter he brought into our lives and raising awareness about the importance of mental health and substance abuse prevention. Richard Lewis will forever be remembered as a comedic genius who kept us laughing, and while the body may pass away, the jokes will continue to be told. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite memory of Richard Lewis? Let us know in the comments section below.